Borderline. 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 With the wrestler and the stripper.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Borderline with the wrestler and the stripper. My name is Michael Maggiolotti, a.k.a. the Rebel StarBuck, in the pro wrestling industry now for 26 plus years, alongside my beautiful co-host in the stripping industry, the adult entertainment, I guess, world in that way, for the past 11 years. So we are going to be talking some pretty deep shizat here today.
All right.
You know what we're going to be talking
Excited.
about?
What's our topic?
Wild guess. Come on now.
You told me.
I did, but you forgot.
I forgot.
Well, it's freedom versus security. I think there are two predominant forces, two predominant emotions that people base all of their decisions on in life. And they are grounded in either freedom or security. Now, a lot of times, this is like a question of either wanting to ski in the mountains or then to swim in the ocean. It's like you got to choose one or the other, because one of these, you might be able to have both of these at the same time if you're really, really, really lucky. But more often than not, you're going to have to choose one over the other, right? And this, I think, for a lot of people is kind of tough, because I think a lot of women in general tend to want security more than anything else. At least I've run into this as a phenomenon. Whereas we want adventure, which a lot of times is the same as freedom.
Yeah, you can say that. Say so, yeah. I think the testosterone and the adrenaline addiction is more like what drives men, and to like have adrenaline rush, and that's what drives men, while women, we are like child
nurturing.
It's in our in our like DNA to like bring up the children. So for that we need that, secure. We need to know what's gonna happen. And we need to know we have everything we
predictability.
need. Predictability a little bit.
But let me ask you something. As a woman, if you have a lot of predictability, what follows that? Boredom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you have a lot of unexpected, how could you say, a lot of the unknown in your life, what do you have?
It can be stress.
Anxiety?
So it can be a bad thing, anxiety, stress. But it can also be like a driving force.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like it puts a fire under your ass. You can't stay still.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah. I think it's like they say, take note, security is the goal of the middle class mind.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah.
Security is the goal of the middle class mindset?
Yeah, something like that. While I think the freedom and like unexpectedness is more the entrepreneurial mindset.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Me too. So
wrestlers and strippers go together, they say. I guess this is another
in many
proof.
ways, as we can see in this series.
Wow. But for you, what's more important, freedom or security?
I guess I'm like the entrepreneurial. I have an entrepreneurial mind. So I get bored. I get so bored and depressed if everything is predictable. Why I became an entrepreneur is because I just couldn't take it. Even the thought of going to the same place at the same time to do pretty much the same thing, and tomorrow same thing, thing the day after tomorrow.
The mundane rat race is what you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. So I just, yeah. Even the thought like makes me.
Perish the thought.
Yeah. So.
Away from me, Satan.
Yeah, please no. After I became an entrepreneur and I got used to this lifestyle, I tried to going back to school, like learning new skills. I mean, I lasted 1.5 days and I just got an anxiety attack. I just had to get out of there. Like, just the thought of, oh, this is the same thing I did yesterday, and I'm doing the same thing tomorrow, and the same thing after the day after tomorrow. So I was like, no, this is just not for me.
You're out of there.
I enjoy that you don't know, are you gonna have a gig this weekend or not, and how much are you gonna make this week, and it drives you like to.
So you're
to
not
do
rattled by that.
yourself.
You're not offset by that.
No, I enjoy that. I enjoy that, and I can see like immediate result from my own work. Like the more I work and put in effort, and the more it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, and it's just so rewarding, opposed to just getting a paycheck. I think I would get like lazy, or how do you say?
Complacent.
I don't know what that word means, but
Complacent would mean that you'd lose the edge.
like if I know that every month I get the same paycheck, I would go like, why do I have to do this job? Can't I just have the paycheck? I would go like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need that little engine to
Yeah,
burn that
yeah.
fuel.
Absolutely.
Right. I got a question for you. So, the former president of the U.S. of A., Benjamin Franklin, said that he who would trade his liberty for security deserves neither. Do you understand the thought?
Yeah, because when you're like on the 9 to 5, yeah, it's secure, you have the paycheck coming in, but you're not free.
So my next question is this: that what is the price that you pay, or the people, or that society pays for security? If you want to be
You
secure,
trade your time for a paycheck, and you're
but that's
never
not. But
getting
society,
that.
in the bigger picture,
Yeah.
what?
Ask again. What?
So in other words, or to rephrase, or just the question again, what is the price that you pay, or that people or society in general pays for security?
I can't answer that. I see it like some people just, they want that.
It's a loss of privacy. Because it's tighter control, it's tighter security. That's really what they're after, right? Or that's what you give up. You give up a certain amount of your personal freedom, or maybe you give up all of your personal freedom in order for Big Brother to watch over you. At the end, if we talk about the actual end game, that's what it becomes. So that's the price. I think that Benjamin Franklin was referring to, that he who would trade his liberty for security deserves neither. So therefore, it's like if you give up all of your freedoms so that somebody can monitor you at all times, just to make sure that you're safe, you will have no more privacy whatsoever. I think the further that we take this, in the future, what we'll see is, of course, the microchip underneath the skin, for example. So in other words, then no more missing persons after that. You know, you can always track somebody down. You know, and et cetera, et cetera. But for that security, you will pay a very high price, which means that they will know where you are at all hours of the day. There's no place to hide anymore.
Okay, yeah, like looking from that perspective. Yeah, I was just looking from like a money perspective.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the broader perspective.
Yeah, okay, yeah, from the like security cameras and stuff perspective. Yeah, I get it. I kind of feel like I don't have anything to hide. I don't care who sells my web browsing information to who. I don't care.
So
I really, I don't mind the cameras, I don't mind it. Like, put a camera in my home. I don't care, as long as it's not like a private person looking into my home. As long as it's like a company looking maybe in a workplace, I don't know, or a robot looking at it, I don't care. Yeah.
So you're okay with giving up your personal freedom in that way? Even if you have nothing to hide, just the thought of somebody breathing down your neck 24/7 and you having no more private time, no more privacy whatsoever. You're okay with that?
There's like a reason for that. For example, like preventing burglars or something like that, then, or placing items better in a grocery store, making my grocery shopping easier, then I really don't mind.
Really?
Yeah.
I do mind. I just don't want some dipshit. I don't care if it's the government. I don't care if it's a private company. I don't care if it's another person. But for them to follow me in my every step, to breathe down my neck, and to have me on a short leash, I'm not cool with that.
Okay.
Personally. So I would rather have freedom rather than security. I'll answer for my own security if need be. I guess maybe as a man, maybe it's easier because then you just get aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
If need be. So you just get aggressive. But one more question as we wrap this topic up here on Borderline is, what is the cost that freedom comes at? What does it cost you to have freedom? If you give up a certain amount of your freedoms for security, what does freedom then cost you?
Still have, freedom to do my job, choose what I do. So what if it's monitored?
But that's not the question. The question is, what is the cost of freedom itself?
So it doesn't really change my life, I guess. Too deep, too hard questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I would think that the cost of freedom is that you have to give up a certain level of security, of course. You step into the unknown. It's like walking on water, believing that the water will carry you, as crazy as that sounds, right? Or stepping on a thin ice and just, it's going to carry me. Sometimes you step out onto nothing. It's called blind faith. And you just trust that you're going to be carried. You'll be okay. Right? Come what may, you'll be okay. And I think that's one of the hardest challenges in life in and of itself, is that we as people, we are driven by the need of these two predominant things, either freedom or security. And we all choose one over the other. But at what cost? And are you willing to pay the price? This has been Borderline. Put your comments in the comments section below. Would you rather have absolute freedom, or at least the highest level of freedom possible in your life? Or would you rather have security to the max? Let us know here on Borderline, and we will catch you down the road.
Borderline. 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 With the wrestler and the stripper.